What's going on, guys? Just a post about my new setup I built for a 2014 computer setup. So we'll just start with the monitor. It's a Acer 23-inch touchscreen monitor. It's 60 Hertz, so it's not, ideally the best for gaming or whatever, but I use my monitor for more than just gaming, or I use my computer, I'm sorry, more than just gaming. But you can see that it's very responsive, launching programs and stuff. It's really responsive. No, don't participate. And just overall, using the touchscreen aspect of it is really fluid. So moving down to the keyboard, I went with a Corsair Vengeance K70. I like this keyboard a lot. I like the switches and the mechanical keys and everything. I like the fact that that you can program which keys actually light up and stuff. So if you have certain games that you only want certain keys to use, and when you play in the dark, that makes it's really nice to be able to just light up just those keys that you need to use. So for the mouse, let's see if I can try to get some exposure on that. For the mouse, I went with a Death Adder, Razer Death Adder. It's, everybody knows that it's a great feeling mouse. I like the switches on the side, and it just feels really good. Playing nice action for the scroll wheel. I like it a lot. It feels good, comfortable. For headphones, I'm using Astro A40s with the Pro Mix Amp. They sound great, man. This setup sounds. Let me back this down a little bit. This setup sounds so much better than my Turtle Beaches did. I like the build quality and everything of this, but the sound quality of these Astros is amazing. So the little switches on here for different modes, and so I really can't tell that big of a difference between the two. Maybe I'm just deaf, I don't know, but there's not really, for the games I've played on, I really can't tell a big difference of them. So but I do love the sound of the headset itself. And then moving down to the actual computer, let's see if I can light this up where you can see it more. Is a I apologize for the lack of light down here. Try to get this thing to focus. But the case is a Thermaltake Chaser MK-I, and I like this case a lot. It's you'll have to excuse all these wires. I just got this thing up and running recently, so I haven't had time to actually go in here to clean everything up. Here's the headphones. There's the A40s. I like the mic on it, and you can bend that any which way you need to. The mic quality is not really all that great, but I intend to get a real microphone, so I'm not really too concerned about that. But let me pop off the cover here, and we'll go inside the computer, show you what else inside. Alright, so inside the case here, we've got, for my intake for fans, I'll just kind of go over what the case features are first, and we'll get into all the guts. So for the case, you've got a 200mm intake and a 200mm rear, and a 120 exhaust in the back. So nice bays. I like the bays and everything. It's really nice and easy. There's no tools or whatever to open these bays up, and just slide them right out, and just lock them in. Really nice and toolless. For up here, same thing. No tools to pop out any of your bays that you may occupy there. Plenty of room inside the case itself. Have no problems whatsoever. Back behind the motherboard is plenty of room for your cable management as well. Lots of room inside this fan. You've also got up top, there are you know, LED switches and stuff for different modes, and I've got a low and high fan controller, USB 3.0s. There's actually a hard drive hot swap bay up top, which is nice. Yeah, so it's a really nice case. So yeah, that's it for the case. Oh yeah, and the feet. These feet are adjustable. They pivot in and out which ways. You know, you can really set that up kind of how you like to add some sturdiness to it. And I like the way it looks too, with the feet kind of poking out like that. Kind of looks cool. But now for the guts of everything. For the hard drives, I went with a Samsung 840 Evo. It's in this drive, so I can get some nice cool air blowing over on it. It's an 840 Evo, 250 gig solid state drive. In this bay, I've got a Western Digital 2 terabyte hard drive in there. The motherboard is a MSI Z87 GD-65 Gaming motherboard, complete with the pink audio boost light, which is, I just thought that was funny because when it's not lit on, it's actually red. Inside here you can't really see or anything, but wish I had my light with me, but it's got nice little red and black theme. I'll put some pictures at the end of this video to kind of show you some of the pictures I took with a nice camera, give you an idea of the components. But this is mainly it, just lit up, I guess. But it's a nice motherboard. It's got a ton of features on it. Right now it's in this stupid ass. That's a South Bridge debug code, but you know, I don't know why it's on. It's fucking work. Everything is working on the end. That in the motherboard, so whatever. No issues with it. So I've kind of googled up. I hadn't really seen too much to read about it with that yet, exactly what's causing it. But anyways, for the memory, I went with some Corsair Vengeance 16 gigabyte, 2 8 gigabyte sticks, 1600. I like it. I may go with some faster memory, just because I'm used to that with my work computer. But it's getting the job done. For my processor, I went with an Intel i7 4770K, and right now it's just running at the stock 3.5, but I will be overclocking it, and that's why I've got a Corsair H100 liquid cooler sitting on top of the processor. Let's see if I can focus up there. It's right there. But you can see, you know, the H100 and the radiator. I've got those two fans in a push-pull configuration, so they're drawing the, which I've got relatively cool air inside here. They're drawing the cool air out of here, blowing it on through the radiator, and I've got that 200 millimeter also pulling it through the radiator. So it's doing a great job. You know, my temperatures playing games and everything of, you know, stay within, I don't know, 35 degrees Celsius at stock clock. So it's been doing pretty good. And those Haswell chip processors run pretty hot. So it'll be interesting to see how it does after I overclock it. For my GPU, I went with a EVGA ACX Superclocked GTX 780, and this card has been great, man. It has been chewing through everything, and I'm sorry that you can't really freaking see anything going on with this video, but it has been chewing through everything. Every game I've been throwing at it, programs that hit it. This card has been great. Perfect world, I'd be running 2 of them, but this thing has been running great, and it's been running cool as well. I haven't had any issues with it. Powering the whole system is a Corsair HX850 850 watt power supply, modular power supply. You know, it's quiet, it's great, reliable. I haven't had any issues with it, and so yeah, that's pretty much my build. I don't know if you can kind of see, but you know, you can see that the other lights going on in there on the top of the radiator, power light and other stuff. But yeah, that's my build, guys.